Hello, hello. Hi, everybody. Okay, let me turn this off. Welcome. Thursday night. Thursday night. Wow. So, update on the cases? Nothing. um, crazy. It's crazy. Um, seriously. So, tonight's presentation is going to be really exceptional, like always. Welcome to WCIA Network, where everything I do and say falls under Section 107 of the Copyright Act 1976. Um, I like to put pictures like this in front because I watched a channel I never watched. It was like 1 minute. She was on for 1 minute. And that 1 minute, this lady gave a TikTok from this Enan, and this guy Enan stuff is speaking a lot. It has a lot going on that really directs him to the Idaho 4. Not him, I shouldn't say him, not about him. Directs the videos that he shows, the information within there. It directly really does reveal a lot about the Idaho 4 case. I see that through my third eye. So when I see that through my third eye, I try to get and take images to show you guys what I'm talking about. Welcome to WCIA Network, where everything I do and say falls under Section 107, the Copyright Act 1976. Welcome in. Welcome, Muffin Top. Hi. And Judy. I've got both my amazing mods here. Welcome, Judy and Muffin Top, you guys. The mods for WCAA. G.H. White. Hello, hello. Mary C. Hi. Sassafras. Welcome. Shazam from England, UK. Welcome in. Welcome in. If you haven't subscribed, please do that before you sit down and get comfy. 32 to 63 miles per hour. Welcome in. DJ. So, I have an interesting presentation. I'm sticking, nothing is different. It's new information based on new images that match all the same elements that I've been speaking about. The Summer Moon Wild's Missing Children really encapsulate every case that has come out of my mouth. This past week, looking at particular videos like Enan, I think that's how you pronounce it, has given me the opportunity to show you images that match, especially Kylie Rodney. They don't only match the Idaho 4, but when I say Summer Moon Wild's Missing Children, that includes Kylie Rodney and everyone else that I always blurt out. And this is what this channel is for them. It's for them. So we could bring justice by exposing their story, the children's story. This picture here you look in the middle, tells very interesting information. Now, to someone who doesn't look at images and doesn't look further than the eye is telling them to look, isn't going to see anything. They're not going to see anything, right? That's what they want you to do. They want you to see nothing. When you look here at Ryan Upchurch's face, they only want you to look at words that were supposedly put on his face. This isn't what I see. I see something so much deeper, and that speaks to me about the Summer Moon Wells missing children, about the Idaho 4 and Kylie Rodney. That's what this face speaks to me. Ryan Upchurch's face has always done that for me. His face, it sounds so funny. But I got this from the guy that I follow. This isn't my presentation, but I just feel like opening up with this right now. This is the Gotcha Man. And the face that shows up here, is in the same video. Now, I am not saying that it's the same face. I'm saying there's a lot that's going on in this video. Ryan Upchurch, since the day I was introduced to who he was, and I was introduced to who he was because I was so excited to see that someone on such a large platform was talking about Summer Moon Wells. And I tried reaching out to him. I was so like, oh my God, I was like, please push this. And then I started watching what was going on. I'm like, backing out. And then all of a sudden he had like a complete meltdown, breakdown, and was off social media, said he was going to go for a year, and then he was back like a week later. I don't even think it was a week. Like, that's really weird. But his information has always spoken to me. This picture here is supposed to be just the guy from Gotcha Man. But this photo here, once again, I see Brian's Kohlberger's father. I can't understand how it is that this Brian Kohlberger's face of his father keeps appearing. I mean, I don't get it. Let me show you a photo. Let me see here, which photo. Let me show you a photo that I have here. Let's see. Well, this is him in his backyard. This isn't a good one. These are side views. Let me grab a different one. I consistently, right, Brian's father, Brian, final. Let's see if this one will open. Excellent. Actually, his father's face is shown up many times. And when I say has shown up, what's happening is it shows up like people's faces are becoming more recognizable every time I opened up a new video. Let me get to a different one. But this here, the face to the left is supposed to be Benny, because this is from Benny's video. But that is just, to me, not only looks like Brian, but now is looking like the people in the video that I'm showing you that are coming from Enon, which just makes no sense to me. Here we go. This is Brian's father. This here is a great one to compare it to. This here is from Gotcha Man. The picture all the way to the right of Brian's father that's from Molly Golightly's video. Why is it that Brian's father's photo, and look at other things that are showing up, understand that the picture to the right, which is now changing, it's from Molly Golightly's video. Look how these photos are, I call it speaking because they're changing and they just change. That is Michael Kohlberger's father. Michael. Why did I say Michael? Weird. Huh. Brian's. And this to me, I'm going to put it out there. I've seen it enough times, and it has shown itself enough times that I am putting it out there that there's something here, and it's being ignored, or it's being ignored because it needs to be looked at on a higher level. These are the pictures that I have of Molly that look like the father. I mean, that's not Molly, but it's from her video. This is when I said there's a problem. Like I was trying to get Molly's attention, right? So the point of what I'm trying to tell you in the beginning of this presentation is that in the beginning, when the faces show through and I'm like, I kind of know who it is, I'm like, wow, I think that's so-and-so. But as the months go by and the same faces reappear within someone else's face, but yet it's the same person that has a deep fake, these pictures shouldn't be the same. You see? This one here, let me explain to you. This whole image here came from Molly Golightly's video. This is why I wanted her attention, because this is, to me, Brian's father. Period. This one is Brian's father. This is from the car. This here is from the Gotcha Man's video. See what's happening? It's starting to like kind of blow up. It's that's what it does. It starts to lose its complete composure. The faces that are shown through other people's images, the point is very important to look at, and not to think that you're seeing a figure of your imagination. It's not. It's not. When I looked at all these pictures of Julia, who says she possibly could be Madeleine McCann, the other people I saw, because before I put that up there, I was watching her, and my read on her, my psychic spiritual read on her, was whoever is beneath all of these images because I see lots of images, and I've showed you about 100 different images within her picture. Those two women work together. The way that this Julia giggled and laughed, and the way that the girl with the black hair responded was like you went off script. Like you just said something, don't say that again. And it brought me to these girls that have all these photos from Tennessee Tunnel, the spooky tunnel, and from Fender Farm. These are the girls that I said yes or no. What's the question? GH White, let's see. Let me see. What's the question? Here, GH White. Put your question in the chat room, and I'll let me look at it. These girls all have the same facial expressions. This is also where I showed you a picture of Robin in the past. So look above and beyond, definitely behind these faces. This is what they're showing a lot of Ryan. I mean, I see something else, but the point is they use his face to tell the story behind him. His face and his video information is used to cover up whatever's underneath it. Because many a times once the stuff fades away and you see what they put beneath the fake photo, has to do with the cases that I talk about. All of them. See what's happening to his picture? Let me just show you close up. Let me crop it and explain this to you. Something within the older sacrifices, not the summer moon, younger kids, is very brutal in a way that they're just show a lot of information. What is a chat room? You guys are in the chat room. So Ryan's never discussed this. And that's what also makes me crazy. So here is, wait, hold on. Wait. Here is the picture that I just showed you up front. This, to me, really is not this guy. This is the chat room. You're in the chat room. To GH White. So the video that I chose to select shows the people from Idaho 4 as well as Kylie Rodney. It shows the elements that are pretty specific to those cases. I am re-showing you information because the newest person that I'm looking at, shouldn't say person, the newest channel that I'm looking at is Enan's Harsh. The only reason I'm noticing certain things is because there are certain creators that are putting up particular information that is shown differently than everyone else's channel, but yet covering the same subject. So I got this information from a channel that I knew I was going to see what I needed to show you guys to tell you the story. If that makes sense. Like, I kind of knew that her video was going to be different from everyone else's. I could tell in the voice and presentation. It's like, it's something that I probably do be paid very well if I worked with an agency, to see if someone's telling the truth. Because it's just so obvious to me. But only in certain situations it's obvious. Like, it's situations like this. It's like I could see their internal face structures change. This is how they layer it. So if they know it or not, their faces and their information are being layered with that neck thing, and this is what is placed in his video. Now, the reason it looks 3D in the middle is because this new software, if you guys have the iPhone, the new software allows you to put your cursor on the image and lift a layer up. So what I did is I put my cursor on the image and I lifted a layer up and I snapped the picture. This is what it shows. So I can't imagine that the FBI hasn't done this, because when you look at the images within this video, this is the sacrifice. These are the images, period, end of story. I've been showing this maroon frame thing with these boxes since June 16th. The stuff on the neck is what they use to cover up the face. It helps with the deep fake. See? Look beyond the face that's staring at you. Look into the image. You may think that your eyes are playing tricks on you. They're not. Because the images are really there. Here, this middle photo is everything I showed you in the fire throwing. That's the maroon wood, that's the maroon metal frames. It's the boxes, those are the little, I don't know, that's the green face thing, but these people aren't who you think they are. It's not up to us to figure out who it is, as much as it is for me and the people here on this channel to expose the story, because we're here for the children and for all these adults that have been victimized. We're here for them to tell their story so I could say, I see you. And I see your story. I see your journey. They're hiding you in here. So for me to point them out, the head inside the number 5 box is very critical to the purpose of why I'm here. I don't work for the police department. I can't go, do anything with this information that needs to be done on the legal side. That's up to the authorities. Let me brighten this up. To do when they are ready. See? Look back in the right-hand corner. These people are not where they say they are. The only thing that stays consistent and the same are the elements and the people behind the bars. This is what shows up in Got You Man's video, if he knows it or not. So if he knows it or not, this information matches. And that's why I show it to you guys. I'm showing you this information because it matches the cases that are being put to the side. They're not being investigated this way. Here's the face that's inside that face. Now, this person to me looks like that Dylan J. White or Tanner. Now understand that Gotcha Man is Tanner's brother. It shows that they're related. Now I might be wrong, but this Gotcha Man's last name is Horner. Same last name as Tanner's. That has nothing to do with anything other than it's a pretty interesting fact. So this information shows the faces. When anyone shows, this is for you guys, this is a teaching moment. When anyone shows an item that there's a reflection inside the window that shows a picture that consistently changes, take notice. Take notice, move your cursor a couple frames and notice if it's changing. And it does change. It changes to the elements of these cases. What you see in the background here is what I have shown you throughout Summer Moon Wells Missing Children's case. This here I'm going to put sharpness on it. Here's your green face, and then the ones behind it. Right here. So they're in here. Here's the fire guy, Enan, in the video that was just shown to me today. I am just shocked that this could be put in here so brightly and so obviously and so obvious to those looking at it, and no one's noticed the fact that what you're looking at, that's the same thing that we've been looking at since Summer Moon Wells. Since we've seen Summer Moon Wells' case and the door frame that Don always showed. This right here, blow it up. I'm going to actually cut it into sections. Let me first bring this whole thing up. Here's the door frame. This is the same door frame with the elements and those white things hanging on the left-hand side, and then the one big one on the right-hand side. There's one down the middle and then across the top. This is like the finale. And this is here in the video. Now, I don't know where they are, right? Because that stuff consistently changes and we don't know. But this element here doesn't change, you guys. It doesn't. That element has been the same. Hasn't changed since I've seen it. The one all the way on the right-hand side, you have seen on the boat, on the land, in houses, on trucks, under cars. These are the pieces. I travel. These are them. It's shown very perfectly. You know how I showed it the other day? I'm like, notice the little teeny box on top of the white sticks? This little box. This is important. There's a little box. Here's the sticks with the hearts on the bottom. This is right here like a door. This could be any of the sacrifices door frame. And he's supposedly in the middle of a park. I don't know, but he's not. This is the channel I got this stuff from, so thank you very much. I don't know the name of her channel. I'm sorry. But if you want to see the video, that's her channel. I only have her icon. I don't know the name of her channel. But the video that she has is a TikTok video that shows this information. It shows it pretty clearly. Now, I haven't gone to anyone else's channel, but this is pretty clear to me. Here, these are the same elements that I showed you the other day in the flame throwing, but it was in a different location, same elements. It's like the same movements, the same purpose. Look what's happening to the elements in his pictures. The reason that's happening is because these are sacrifices that are within these photos, you guys. I really don't know how else to say it. I don't. They're this is matches quite perfectly. So if in fact this ever is looked into and these elements here haven't changed in centuries, they just haven't, and they're telling the story, and the children are saying this is our story. And this is their story. The fact that this is in the video of the neighbor that heard a scream the night of and said he was doing fire stuff the night of, to me that's a serious red flag. And look at this. The person, I do believe that somehow the video, this doesn't stay him. Like, I feel like the video really shows a physical person. Like, I just don't feel like this is covered up, these parts. See that thing on his back, down his tush area? And that's around the neck. Like, I feel as if the photos that are within these videos sometimes are telling. Here, I just brightened it. Wait. So you could see what's down his back. Get rid of the purple. See, that's a maroon piece down his back. It's a smiley face. This is around his neck. This is the V that I've been showing you guys that goes around the neck. This is the same. I could probably copy and paste this right into the pictures that I have of the guy who posted the video of himself. I don't know what it was. Let me see if I have a picture of it in here. Thought I put it in here, maybe not. But the fact that this shit's in there, to me, is reason enough to go check out his stuff. So what happens in the back area here keeps changing and telling the story of what happens the night of their sacrifice. This is what it's telling you. It's telling you the story. The two pictures that I have side by side here are different from each other. They're not the same. They're different. They're different phases. This one here, on the right-hand side, has more of the white. You know how they do say that they find it, this white meshy material, and it has the smiley face on top of the face of this body. That's the signature. It's what it is. We've seen it enough times. We've seen this enough times to know what it is, you guys. We are smarter than that. Let me circle the smiley face so you guys see it. And this smiley face is the same as Summer Moon Wells has this same thing. It looks like a chipmunk. And this is all the white mesh. This is part of it too. This thing right here. in the tree. And the one on the left-hand side is in a different stage. The one on the left-hand side tells a different part of these people's journey, but yet it's the same as this, it's the same story being told over and over and over. See how this one is different, but yet it's the same. You've seen all this information starting with Summer Moon Wells, you guys. Every part of what you're seeing here could be labeled an element. So when you take it apart, like this here at the end, you've seen this. You've seen that red strip. You've actually seen it in the Idaho 4s right attached to their door for some reason. The head is shown on the very right side of the video. It's put in there. That's what shows you guys, and that's not the flamethrower guy. It's not him. Let me crop it. Okay, so this is someone sitting with the head in the corner of the box, and this is the sacrifice that's going on. Right there. Right there. Shows it. It's very, very easy to grab that information. Very. It's so frustrating when I see it so clearly, and I try so hard to explain it the best to my ability, but this is the photos that are coming out of his videos are so clear that I'm not even sure. I think it's like purposely not being looked at. Because these aren't the same people on the left-hand side. That's someone else. And he is no longer anywhere but inside the room with all of the metal pieces and the bars that Summer Moon Wells wound up in. That's what's there. That's where they are. Allegedly. This is in my third eye. This is for entertainment purposes. But that is no longer what you think it is. You could see it. You could see what's happening. Let me blow up the picture down in the right-hand corner. This is the right-hand corner. Now, I need you guys to understand, I have a picture like this of the Idaho 4, I've shown you a picture just like this of the Idaho 4. So no matter what anyone sees within this picture, and it looks a little off or strange, it doesn't matter, because this off and strange photo matches the photos that we have already from other videos. So whatever this is representative of the Idaho 4. And the only one that's going to be able to come in here and say that that is true is when this stuff busts open. The elements are there. The photo is there. And it's very clear in the video. You just have to know what you're looking for. You have to realize that this is... Wait, my daughter's getting on a plane. They just kicked people off the plane. Wait a minute. They just kicked 6 people off her plane. People are crazy. They just kicked 6 people. They were wasted. She's on a plane. All women. It's like us women are funny. Crying, intoxicated. That's like Bridesmaids. When they try to go somewhere, they were probably trying to go somewhere. That's hilarious. All women. We're funny. So anyways, this here is a pretty important photo. Let me turn it. Let me just turn it this way. Let me see something. So when I turn it this way, the 5 is right side up. Let's see if it looks different. No, but that's the 5. Yeah. And then up, oh, I almost forgot, up in the right-hand corners, these were the small little pictures that were in the corner of the videos. So these little photos, this, for some reason, this was in the corner. Okay. All right. Now, again, these are pictures from his video, but I don't know where... Okay, so the very weird thing happened. I had her video on, and then it went to a different video for a split second. Went to... Someone was live talking about the Idaho 4, and he was on for a while. I don't know who it was, but I'm like, where did this clip come from? My phone videotaped this. I don't know what this is, and I can't find it in this guy's video, because it must have been... It shouldn't have been there, I think. But it's very informative. It like was up for a split second, and that's it. So I wanted to show that. Again, I'm repeating myself so you all see this and could recognize it, and you could find these elements yourself. Super simple. So when I talk about a frame and all these pieces and the white piece, and here's Kylie Rodney's frame. Kylie Rodney's was the most obvious frame ever. And I'm like, oh my goodness, there's the frickin' frame again. No one is talking about it. No one. This, I don't have the top of the frame. The top of the frame looks like the bloody stuff. This here is that thing. See? This here, there's the smiley face. This here are the trophies of Kylie Rodney. There's the V. These are Kylie Rodney's trophies. And they're plastered in there. This top little piece it's right here. It's right there. So I'm not clear why. I really, really would like to know why these elements are being ignored. I mean, seriously. Here, so if you were to look at her stick even a little closer, here, let me show you something really cool. Right here, you could see the smiley face, the dog. It's right here. Let me point it out. Right? It's a smiley face. And there's like a dog face, and it's all in here. And then there's the red heart. This is her. These are her trophies. And they're showing the trophies right here. Who is this guy, you guys? Because to me, this room, like to me, all of the shit is right behind him. Like, it's right there. To me, it's, you might as well pick up what I just showed you that shows that it's outside, and boom, put it in this room. So it's never the location as much as it is the elements that each video shows. I want to know who this guy is. He's in the Idaho 4 videos. But the room in which he's standing, ooh, I'd really like to see in that room. This here is Moscow. This video is from Adventist Church? I don't know. And it gave a lot of information, this whole entire video. There's this family was there and took this video. I'm like, holy shit, this is the sacrifice. So I kept it. Here. When these trucks went by, see the back of this truck? I feel like this is the same location. I feel like there is an outside somewhere in Moscow. And this building is being shown again. That's how I see it. Yeah, these are the pictures of the parade on Christmas Eve. And the pictures just consistently change. Like, this is a whole bunch of nonsense. It's a bunch of crack. It's like, like that stuff isn't in the lights, but it's really, really framed out perfectly, right? Like, it's that might not be there, but whatever is being superimposed under there, let me show you, is placed pretty clearly. Like, this isn't really on there. But let me tell you guys something. That's the Summer Moon Wells Missing Children location. Like, these are little houses. These are things that are getting pulled. And it really shouldn't even be here. There's no this video has nothing to do with this. Nothing. And if you look all the way in the smallest of the corners, you'll see what I'm talking about. Right here. It's a man. That's a head in a box. That's a head on the buggy or whatever it is. Wait, let me put this back in here. See? It's pretty sick. And understand there are a lot of people that, the majority of people I think that are on YouTube spend most of their day trying to debunk people because most of them are involved. I mean, why the fuck would this be in the video of a Christmas Eve by a church? It's the church's video. I mean, look at the bottom. So, to my mods, Muffin Top and Judy, just watch chat. If anyone comes in and tries to disrupt, just immediately block them. You don't have to give chances. Just, we're all mature here, We're not here to play these stupid games. So here is what's going on by the truck. It's another person. Right there. So, so you see what's coming. This is what was coming out of that guy's back. Remember I said pay attention to what's coming out of that guy's back? This is an element that shows up in every sacrifice. They have like all these crazy things that look like shadows, but they reuse them. So even though when you consistently are able to pick up the elements and show them, that's when you're able to match them up nicely, right? So even though they look like what the heck is this? They all match because they have the same information. The guy that I just, let me see if I have let me just grab it here. I said notice what's going up his back. What was going up his back is this same image. This same, is it this one? No. This same shadow. Here. I'm going to cut it. So this one was on his back. Let me crop it and change the color a little so we could see it. And let me see which way to turn it. That way. So these are the same. So when I say notice this, I always point out the same information. But they don't change it, you see. It doesn't change. They stay the same. That is that. So when I say notice it, I'm tallying up how many times I see it. And when I've seen it so many times, my eye goes right to it. No one's going to freaking notice that. This is how the stuff's covered up. And they really don't want you to find it. Right? With all of these new sacrifices, it just gives more information. That's all. That's all it's doing. So this thing here on the bottom right hand side. Oh, why'd the other picture? Where'd it go? 23. Here. This one is actually I Gotcha Man video. This is what happens in his video. This. Now, when I have mentioned this thing on someone's head before, I've never gotten such a clear picture. This is one of those pictures that I'm going to say is the clearest that I'm going to be able to show you. This is the best that I could show you of this element, because this to me is really clear. This here is what I was talking about, which is being shown in flames on that guy's head. The first time I saw it, if anyone remembers, it was the debunk group that I just showed you in the beginning. And then I also saw this on Benny. Those were the only, it's, you know, an item like this to get in a photo, I think is freaking awesome, because these are items that are, they work very hard to cover them up. The color of it, the whole thing. They know what they're doing, right? So this is, you've seen this on people's heads. It looks as weird as it looks. It's an element. Whatever this is the same thing that's going on in here, which is super clear. This is called the equipment. This is called what it looks like when someone is sacrificed. It's revolving and moving around the same. It's like what I could see is like I see these channels moving around the earth. I feel like they need to move around the earth. Like what I see in my third eye is the world in the middle, and these channels are just going in opposite directions of each other, but they're doing the same thing. Like one's rotating. One is rotating, like when I say if you take your fingers and rotate in a circle, you know how you do opposite? You take one hand and go forward, start the circle, and then go backwards with the other one. That's how I see it. It moves like a machine. And it's a very difficult machine to stop. Even though this information is shown There's too many people out there that are so um, so so sad, and they don't know how to not be broken. Um, I'm finding a sadness for them. I don't even have a anything in my body that's upset. Like even if someone comes in here and let's say does a thumbs down, whatever, it doesn't even upset me. It makes me very sad for that person. You know, it just shows someone's true colors, and because someone who could feel that, I could almost see the person doing it, and sometimes I'm able to even hone in on where they are. So if one is, for instance, you'll know who you are. If one is in the kitchen with the computer on the counter because they're fiddling around in the kitchen and they're just like, oh, thumbs down, I see that. I don't want to see it. I don't care to see the inside of this person's fucking house. And them just sitting there just all pissed off. And the funny thing is, they don't realize how much energy is pent up all day, and they build it towards um, anyone that doesn't agree with them. And then their outlet is to go on YouTube and just be bullies. And I really wish that most people that were on YouTube for the right reason, for self-expression, because this is our right, that they would just be left alone. But there's people like you guys that are just trying to build the hatred, and it's very sad to me that people are following you because you fucking suck. Why you suck is because you're not putting your time in for yourself. Why you suck is because you suck for yourself. We don't care who the fuck you are, but you're harming yourself. You're not even living your truth or what you're supposed to be doing here. So you should be looking at yourself in the mirror and going, thumbs down, bitch. You suck right now because you're in a really bad place and you're taking it out on other people. And that's called bullying. And that is why our world is the way it is. Period. Period. So these to me are all the same. You have to understand that even though that looks like it's lit up and bright, whatever is on his head is representative of the same thing that you see in these pictures for years and years and years and years. Years and years. And spirits tell me that it's really quite done and they really need to stop because like I said, that I'm getting that image again of stretching the book, of like stretching the truth, like stretching it in a way that is just not how it was meant to be. You're using the system in the wrong, even though, listen, you guys, I'm not saying I agree with anything, right? And this comes through spirit. So my spirit, I just say what it comes through. That it's been stretched too much. It's a boomerang. They're creating a combustion, like I said. You know, they're using all this technology to show shit, and let me tell you something, it's not working. You're not clever, you're not smart, and you're definitely not going to be smarter than the angels that are trying to get justice for the children. It's just not, it doesn't work that way. It doesn't work that way. It's not like, blah, blah, blah. It doesn't work that way. This little thing that is sitting right here is one of the very, very, very first elements that I saw at the water hole. These were on the rocks. Now, let me tell you guys something. I just got a huge fucking information. They need to move in on this. I just felt it. Like when I say that, I felt it. This really should be moved in on. I wouldn't be surprised if Brian gets off. Swear to God. My God, you guys, this thing right here is so meaningful. So look at this guy's in his office, and wherever he is. This here doesn't happen to a video unless someone freaking programs it to do this. Why don't they put that in the front of Good Morning America or whatever? All these shows that are covering these stories, but they're not putting their work in. They're not putting work in to get the truth. They're just robots. Robots. So instead, they're taught to be like, oh my God, that picture is ridiculous. Blah, 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 blah. It's not ridiculous. You're taught to not notice this. I could throw this in your face, you guys, all day long with bloody heads on platters and no one calls the police. Could you imagine? I mean, I'm in my upper 50s, right? If we saw the smallest of the smallest issue on the street, it was 911. You get to a phone and they respond. Sorry, I'm eating popcorn. This is something to respond to. I don't know when we stopped responding to this stuff. When? When did we stop going and knocking on someone's door that has a fucking picture like this? I don't get it. Yes, the back wall, you are correct. I have a lot of photos. Maybe I'll start selling them because I need to start making a freaking income here. I remember maybe I'll do that. All my photos, I have to figure out what to do with them. Is telling the story. Now, this is something that the law enforcement could figure this out because these are just all hidden images. What's all? So this is the picture that I said matches Ethan's. The picture to the left is a picture that was on Ethan's phone reflection when he was laying on the couch with his girlfriend. I'm like, does anyone see this in the phone? That photo to me, let me change the color in here, is reflective and completely matches the photo to the right. It does. Okay, here I made it better. So this is from Enan's. I may have made it look funny, but at least you could see it. I think that that is the same thing. I feel it. I go by my intuition. I don't care if it looks a little different. I don't care. What I see is the same story. That's what I see. And this picture is in his phone. No one talked about this photo. This was right in the smallest little phone, in his reflection of his phone, and no one talked about it. Maybe I should just go back into journalism and become a reporter. It was very good years and years ago, back when there was no computers. But why isn't this on the front page of any freaking journal? Right? Don't got it. So, victims are appearing in the walls of these videos. Lots of victims. My fear is, and I didn't hear back from them. I left a message to the Moscow police. My message was, please call me, because Idaho 4, I believe, were not their first killings. They're not this person's first killings. I think that I am going to stick with the vision that I had that was in this is I'm going to close my eyes right now, remember it. It wasn't a vision, it was a little girl trying to speak to me spiritually. So this was really what happened. Spiritually, this person was calling me and saying they were in Philadelphia, underground. This was one girl chained up in these underground railroad things. And guys, I fucking hate when I see shit like this, trust me. It really messes with me. That's why I have to make sure that it's something good comes out of this. Saying they have me here in a place in Philadelphia, but no one will find her because there's no radio, like there's no way of knowing she's under the ground there. No signals, no nothing. But it was, as I speak it, it's a little girl chained up underground, and she's trying very hard to communicate with me because she's not dead yet. And it's an area in which many, 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 many other people have died. Now, Moscow police aren't going to follow my lead, right? Hey, they're in Philadelphia. This little girl's chained up underground. So I need to find the evidence in order for them to move in, right? So this is what I do. I take the stories that I'm being shown and told, even though I don't sit up here and channel. I used to do that, but I know that it's not going to solve anything. I use my channeling in the messages that are given to me to create my presentation that best describes what I see. So, and hopefully the law enforcement has something tangible and physical and tangible to move on, and something that has been repeated. It's very important for me to show my elements are being repeated, repeated, repeated. So I may be repeating myself, but that's because I've actually believe I have all the elements. Like I believe that I have enough information. If someone were able to call me in, I would be able to figure it all out in a heartbeat. Because I don't know the information they have. I don't know what they have uncovered, right? That's not, they won't even give me the Amber Hagerman files. It's reopened, it's opened. I'm reading through the Gacy stuff, and let me tell you guys something. It's very, you know what, I'm highlighting it. I'll start to read it to you guys, but I went through it first. All this white stuff and all it was all found in Gacy's house, but it's not talked about. It's up to us to look for it and say, you know what? I know I see something. I know I see it. And when you know that you see it, wait, hold on. All right. Got some family health shit. Trust yourself. Trust yourself that you see two different men in the background being shown on the wall. Like trust yourself, because people are going to come in here. You see there's like thumbs down. Those are the people that are going to try their one job in life because they can't figure it out or something. I shouldn't say their one job. They have, how can I say this? They're stuck. Put it that way. People aren't meant to do this. They're stuck. And they're stuck. And because they're stuck, this is their outlet. They would love for you to get stuck too. The people that think outside the box and show this stuff in order to bring justice are freeing themselves from everything that they're told to look at or is the truth. Because I know that this is there. And without the photo of it showing that person, in the beginning I would show this and it wasn't there. But now that for some reason the image is showing through, it really gives opportunity to go do something about it. And I was so excited about that, but it doesn't seem as if anyone wants to touch it. The picture on the wall with that guy's face in the white thing is just like the one to the left-hand side. The one on the left-hand side comes from those girls from the debunk videos. All one big circle. This is the last slide. I wanted to show this because this is a shoe that was shown in the water by that tunnel in Tennessee. The real scary tunnel. I'm keeping this here because I know this will come into play soon. I've had this picture for a very long time, but other photos around it have been added. So I'm just putting this out there so you guys could pay attention to this element. I don't have much to say about it right now, but that's an AM5, and I think that is a very important. I don't know what that is, but it is being shown in this shoe. And that is something that's going to come into play shortly. It is, and I don't know how, and I really don't know when, but this is what this picture looks like in the dark. When you darken it and brighten up the white, you see more of the elements, and that's the way to do it. So I'll play around with these, and I'm going to gather all the ones with the shoe. But it's a very interesting photo. Don't save. So today's presentation, I'm just going to consistently show all the same elements that are being pulled from these different YouTube channels that give me the opportunity to show it to you guys. And really, it's pretty much, for me, I pretty much know where I'm supposed to go each time and who's going to give it to me. I think that if the law enforcement were to take anything away from today, this photo here is super important to recognize that there's an older man in there. He looks very familiar, as if he is Brian's father. This here is very important to recognize that there is a face in the background, and the face is very much like what I just showed you. The face in the plastic. The people really do look similar. They look similar to me. And they're coming from different videos. So the point that they're coming from different videos but yet showing the same information is key. It's the pictures that have the photos of the faces that to me are the most important for the law enforcement to understand that this here comes from the flamethrower. This here shows very similar face, which comes from Gotcha Man. And this here is showing, to me, Brian's father. This here are two different people. What comes across to me is something with that Tanner guy. And I'm not to mention Dylan, but I don't know whatever happened to that Dylan White, but that's what he looks like. So with all this other shit that I'm showing you, that's great and all, and I'm telling you the story because the children want me to tell you their story. It's important. But my goal, outside of the children's goal, is to nail their ass. And the only way I could do that is by showing you information that you cannot have two different people's faces in his video. It's just not what... It just doesn't happen. Like, those are two different faces, and that other person isn't in his video, but yet he is. So to me, this is the information that is most important, because this is the information that's going to bring justice. The children's goal is for me to tell their story. And I am telling their story. I'm acknowledging and I am honoring what they want me to do. But what I see here is, now that it's been a year and a half, I have a passion towards making sure that this gets recognized as the truth. I'm not asking for people to get arrested. I'm asking for someone to recognize this as the truth in order for the kids to get justice. I don't care if they come to me anonymously. I need someone to come forward to tell me that this is the truth. And then I can move forward. It's not up to me to decide who's guilty, not guilty. I have nothing to do with that. Zero. The people that know that this is happening believe they're doing this for the good of Jesus or God or whatever. If in fact that is true, you shouldn't be hiding it. It's something that you're proud of, so why not live out loud? Why not come out? It's difficult, right? But why live in the darkness of doing doing the work that you think is the work for God? But no one lives in the darkness when they're doing God's work, which is supposed to be the light. The only way you stay in the darkness, and the only reason, is because you're doing something that is not recognized as legal. But yet, you still think that it's okay. I am asking for someone to come forward and recognize this as the truth that is behind the scenes doing this. I'm talking about a Lori Vallow. I'm talking about a Casey Anthony. I'm talking about a Chris Watts. I'm talking about a Don Wells. I'm talking about a Harmony Montgomery's mom. I'm talking about the children's parents. That is why this is going to combust, because the work that is being done today is stretching the book. You're stretching the book. It's not what it's intended to be, so you're going to combust. I see it in my third eye, you guys. I could see the binding of the book being held by two hands, and it's holding it like it's a rod, and it's being pulled. It's gonna snap back. It's just a matter of time. It's gonna snap back. It's coming. Why? Because whatever it is being stretched to do is not what it was intended for. Period. And whoever is up there talking about this to me and showing me this shit is saying that that's the truth. And they know it's the truth. They know it's the truth because they know what they're doing. They know. It's been segregated. It's been like split apart. It's not, again, I'm not saying anything used to be okay to do. What they see up there is it's just the intentions, and the truth has just stretched too far. It's going to combust. I have no idea what that looks like. I just know that the people here, this is what's in the back of this guy's room. It's fucking Idaho 4 murders is what it is. That's it. You can't outrun the words that come through me. You just can't, because the words that are coming through me have nothing to do with my opinion. Nothing. I don't have an opinion. All I have is the drive to bring justice. This guy's room looks to me the same room as the garage. Everything is the same. I want you to know that. The people that are in the back of this guy's room need justice, just like these kids do. And if this is something that the authorities don't want to recognize, at least recognize that there's someone back there that's in plastic and has that shit around their body. Seriously, just because of that is a reason to go question this person. Think about it. Think about how strange this is. That these photos don't raise any concern. These photos raise no concern to our law enforcement. None, zero. These photos are non-existent. They mean nothing. And you have your person in jail that's probably laughing like, okie dokie, good luck with that. When this here is way more information than what you have. Way more. No, got it. On that note, calling it a night. You guys, this was really good. Again, I hope it makes a difference. My purpose here is to bring justice. My purpose, period, is to bring justice to these kids and to find a way to have it be recognized as the truth. Thank you, Muffin Top. I will be back. You guys have a wonderful Thursday night. Thank you to my mods, Muffin Top, Judy. You guys do a great job. Anyone that comes in here and has an issue is because they have an issue with themselves. It's so immature and so stupid and queer. That's all I know. It's just stupid. Just stupid. All right, you guys. Thank you. God bless you. May justice come to these children. And I will talk to you guys over the weekend. Whoop. Why can't this go up? Okay, I gotta grab this stuff out of here. This isn't closing. Oh my God, you guys. Seriously, live my world for a moment. You're welcome. Good night, you all. God bless you, and talk to you in the next couple days. Good night, folks.